Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, my name's Claire. I've decided to do this video blog to help anybody that may be considering having abdominoplasty with or without a muscle repair, which is better known as a tummy tuck. Just to give you a little bit of background as to why I'm doing this. Basically, I'm 29 years of age at the moment, and 3 years ago you probably wouldn't have recognised me if you saw me in the street. I weighed 6 stone heavier than I do now, which is 84 pounds or 38 kilos. I lost the weight following the Slim and Well plan, basically, which is healthy eating and incorporating an exercise program into my life. Losing the weight's completely changed my life. I feel a million times better than I did when I was that much heavier. I now weigh 7 stone 11, which is 109 pounds or 49 kilos, and I'm about 5'4", so it's normal BMI for my height. I love the gym. I absolutely love exercise. I love my life. I feel a lot more alive than I did when I was carrying all that extra weight. I found that losing weight left me with a couple of problems. It's not always going to be an easy ride when you lose that amount of weight. Losing 6 stone does take its toll on your body, most definitely. I went from a UK size 16 to a UK size 6, which is like going from a US 12, I think, to a US size 2. It's left me with some problems. Like I say, initially when I started losing the weight, you know, seeing the weight coming off, I was feeling great, seeing my old big clothes hanging off me, but then as I got closer and closer to my ideal weight, I started to notice that I was still very much not happy with my body because of what the weight loss itself had done to it. And in a lot of ways I've been quite lucky. I haven't had any problems with my face, my arms, my legs. I've been fine with all those areas, and my skin's gone back very well. I don't know whether that's a mixture of the fact that I lost the weight over a period of time. I lost the weight over about 18 months, or my age, or the elasticity of my skin. But the area that suffered were my breasts and my tummy. Now, my tummy was a problem area before I ever even lost the weight. I had my daughter 8 years ago tomorrow, and she stretched me to the point of no return. As much as I absolutely adore her and I would not change her for the world, that pregnancy left me covered in stretch marks. My skin was stretched beyond belief. So even when I was large, my skin was still loose. It was still stretched in that area. So losing the weight has only added to that problem. My breasts, when I was at my largest, were a 40 double G. Very big, very heavy, very uncomfortable. I was even booked in for a breast reduction at one point because I was so uncomfortable with the size of my breasts, but then decided to try and lose the weight, which obviously I was successful with. And I then ended up with the opposite problem, which was very small, sagging, granny boobs, if you like. My 62-year-old mother even admitted when she saw the state of my breasts that her breasts were in much better condition than mine, which is pretty bad. They were loose, hanging flaps of skin is all I can say. So it's probably a good idea for me to show you sort of where I've come from, really, before and after pictures wise. So here are some photos of me before and after the weight loss, first of all, just so that you can get an idea of what losing 6 stone looks like. So here are those photos. And then here are some photos of the state of my breasts, basically, before before I decided to do something about it. So you can see that, you know, the weight loss was significant, the state of my breasts was not good. I decided to go in and have surgery on my breasts, and I had that done 6 months ago, and I had a full uplift and I had breast implants put in to fill out the space. I had 400 grams of skin removed from the area. The surgery was a complete success. I did have to go in 6 months post-op, so just recently, for a small revision just to get rid of some dog ears on the end of the scar, but it wasn't a really big problem really. That was done, and now they're absolutely perfect. I absolutely love my new breasts. I've never had breasts like this even before, you know, before losing weight or anything like that. What the surgeon has done for me is absolutely amazing. I couldn't put a price on it. It cost me about £6,000 to have the surgery done. The recovery was not too bad. It was uncomfortable, I'm not going to lie. I had to take painkillers. It was uncomfortable to sleep. I couldn't lift my arms above my head for quite a number of weeks. I couldn't go to the gym for 6 weeks, and even then when I could, I had to start really, really slowly and work my way up again. But it has been totally worth it. It has totally changed my life. It has increased my confidence like you wouldn't believe. So here's some photos now of me after I had the breast surgery. So some before and after photos there, just so you can see what a difference it really did make. So as you can see, surgery can make a big difference to your life, to the way you feel about your body. It's very much a taboo subject when it comes to cosmetic surgery. I think people are still, even though it's quite prevalent in modern society these days, I think people still think it's almost a bit of a dirty word, and you know, if you're having cosmetic surgery, you're vain or you're selfish or whatever it might be. But for me, it wasn't a decision that I took lightly. You know, having a general anaesthetic, all the risks of surgery and all the rest of it, was something that I really did seriously think about before I went into it. People have all sorts of different reasons for having cosmetic surgery. For me, it was about looking normal. It was about feeling like a confident, at the time, 28-year-old woman, and feeling, you know, comfortable in my own skin, being able to enjoy this new body that I'd worked freaking hard for. You know, losing 6 stone wasn't something that was easy. I didn't, you know, do any fad diets or anything like that to lose the weight. I didn't go in and have a gastric band or anything like that, and that's not to say that I'm criticising anybody who has that kind of surgery. You know, for some people it works very well and it's their only option of losing weight, but for me, I worked really hard. You know, I did it the old-fashioned way, if you like. I, you know, watched what I ate sensibly, changed my diet, and you know, did an awful lot of exercise to lose the weight that I lost. I did everything that I possibly could, but what I've been left with is a situation where the only thing that's going to help me now is surgery. So like I said, that's why I went and had the breast surgery done. But the tummy is still a problem. So, and that's what this blog is all about. This blog isn't about talking about previous surgery, but I just wanted to make sure that people understood that I had surgery already, so I'm not a complete stranger to this journey. And but the tummy is something that needs sorting. I knew it was going to be something that I wanted done before I even had the breast surgery done, but I didn't want to have the two things done together, and I'm so glad that I didn't, because having the breast surgery meant that I needed to rely very much on my core muscles to get me up and about. I couldn't use my arms because it was just pulling all across my chest. So the thought of having a scar across my abdomen and scarring across my breasts, and you know, not being able to use my arms because of my breasts, and not being able to use my tummy to get myself up, I can't imagine what that would be like to go through that recovery, and I take my hat off to anybody that's brave enough to do it. But for me, I wasn't happy to do those two procedures together. So now I'm looking at having a tummy tuck. I need a muscle repair because in pregnancy it's pulled all my muscles apart basically and left quite a significant gap between those abdominal muscles, so like the six-pack muscles, and that protrudes. So when I'm standing up, people sometimes say to me, oh, Claire, you've got such a flat stomach, and you know, you don't need surgery, what are you doing all that for? And yeah, first thing in the morning, it's lovely and flat and it looks great, and then I eat something, anything, just something small, or I have a drink or gravity throughout the day, and by the end of the day, my stomach's sticking forward, I've got this little pooch at the bottom. It's not nice, it's not good. The skin is in a really bad state as well. It's covered in stretch marks, it's loose, it's hanging, it's just everything that you don't want in a stomach, really, at any age, but particularly when you're 29 years of age. So, I've had one consultation so far with one surgeon who is local to me here, and I'm going back to see the surgeon that did my breasts for a post-op check in a month's time, to make sure that everything's okay, following the revision that I had done. And at the same time, I'm having a consultation with her to have a tummy tuck. The surgeon that I went to have my breast done with is a surgeon that works from the Midlands area, which is actually 2 hours away from where I live. I actually live in North Wales, but when I did the research that I needed to do to have the breast surgery, I came across a surgeon called Mrs. Cat. I was keen on having a female surgeon, just to have that female perspective, really. There's nothing against any male surgeons out there at all. I just really felt that having a female was right for me, really. And when I met Mrs. Cat and I went to see her and have a consultation, I felt instantly, you know, that she was the right person to do this operation for me. She just seemed really knowledgeable. She knew what she was talking about. She's registered with BAPS and BAPRAS. You can Google that and have a look into all that, but basically means that she's gone on to have further training and, you know, done various different things to make sure she's registered with those agencies. And they just sort of, you know, if you've got a surgeon that's registered with them, then you know you've got somebody that's done that extra training. She's a plastic surgeon as opposed to a cosmetic surgeon, so again that just means she's gone on to do further training in plastic surgery rather than just being a general surgeon. And when I was having the breast surgery, that was really important to me, because I wasn't just having a standard boob job, and I'm not saying that that's an easy operation either, but you know, I needed an uplift, which is more like having you know, corrective surgery rather than just having cosmetic surgery. So I wanted somebody that really knew what they were doing, and Mrs. Cat was quite skilled in providing women who'd had cancer with breast surgery, you know, reconstructive surgery after that. So I was really keen to use her for that reason, and like I say, as soon as I met her, I just felt that she was definitely the right person for me, and I'm 99.9% sure that she's going to be the right person to do my tummy tuck as well. But I think it's always worth having a second opinion, no matter what, even if you're feeling, you know, that you want to go with the same person again, it's always good to have a second opinion. So that's why I've had one consultation already with a surgeon. I'm really looking forward to seeing Mrs. Cat again, because like I say, I'm 99% certain that I'm going to go with her, because I trust her. You know, I trusted her to cut my body up last time, so I trust her to cut me up again this time. But I know that a tummy tuck isn't going to be as straightforward as a breast uplift and augmentation was for me. It's going to be hard going. It's a 6-week hard recovery. I know I'm going to be bent in two. I know I'm going to be in pain. I've got to be in hospital for 2 days. I only had to be in hospital for 1 day with the breast uplift. And if I use Mrs. Cat again, obviously there's the 2-hour journey there and back. So I'd probably think about staying local to the Midlands for about a week after the surgery, just in case. Because then, if you know, if you've got any complications or anything like that, at least you're on the doorstep then, and you know you can go back in if necessary. I am scared about this surgery because I know it's no small thing. I know that it's going to be a long recovery, like I've just said. I know that I'm going to have a scar from hip bone to hip bone. You know, I'm not expecting to look like a glamour model. I'm not expecting perfection. I never did from my breast surgery, but what she did for me with what I had, I know that you could get much closer to perfect than what she got. I've got scars, of course I've got scars, but it's a trade-off, and I'd rather have the scars than have the old granny boobs that I used to have. And I'm sure that the tummy tuck's going to be the same. That, you know, at the moment I feel like I'd much rather have that long scar from hip bone to hip bone that can be covered in anything that I wear, than have this loose hanging skin that I constantly have to tuck into my jeans and things like that. You know, again, people say to me, "Oh, Claire, you're wearing a size 6. How can you be worried about, you know, your tummy?" But I'm not worried about my muffin top. in terms of my fat hanging over my jeans anymore. Now I'm worried about the skin hanging over, and that's what I will be so relieved to get rid of. I think I'm waffling on a little bit now, so I'm probably going to end this this entry now. But needless to say, I'm looking forward to having a consultation, which is just less than a month away. So I'll do another update when I've had that consultation, let you know where I stand then, and put some pictures on of my tummy. I would show you my tummy now, but I am feeling quite nervous about doing that. It's a big deal for me. My tummy is something that I absolutely despise at the moment, and even just, you know, taking my clothes off in front of my fiance is hard enough. And I feel like at the moment I just need to wait until I've seen the surgeon and possibly booked in a date. I'm looking at hopefully booking in for January 2014, so about, you know, 6 months away really, just because that fits around my annual leave in work, so that I can have plenty of time off to recover, because I've got quite a manual job, so it's really important that I have enough time off to recover. So that's my hope. So hopefully once I've seen her on the 2nd of July, it's the 5th of June today, I will have a date. And once I've got a date, I'll know it's happening, and then I'll be more happy to share with you my disgraceful stomach. So this is me signing off for today. So I hope these videos are going to be helpful to anybody that's looking into having an abdominoplasty. And I know that looking at other videos has helped me, but I found that a lot of the videos on YouTube at the moment are based in the States, so I felt like it was important to stick up for the old Brits there and put a British video on and give my experience from what you get over here. So that's it. Thank you for watching and listening to me waffle on. Bye.